Good morning, everyone. Today, we want to start with Psalms 82 as a Psalms of Asaph. Let's all listen to this psalm first.
Psalm 82, a psalm of Asaph. God presides in the great assembly. He renders judgment among the gods. How long will you defend the unjust and show partiality to the wicked? Defend the weak and the fatherless. Uphold the cause of the poor and the oppressed. Rescue the weak and the needy. Deliver them from the hand of the wicked. The gods know nothing. They understand nothing. They walk about in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are shaken. I said, you are gods. You are all sons of the Most High. But you will die like mere mortals. You will fall like every other ruler. Rise up, O God, judge the earth, for all the nations are your inheritance.
What's an appropriate psalm for us to read on today? Is about the unjust injustice. It's about God stand in the among of great assembly. He rendered judgment among the gods. Here, the both words of God is Elohim. The first one is singular form. The second one is a plural form. So these gods can represent the people of Israel or the sons of God. The sons of Most High is mentioned in verse 6. This is the gods that were given authority. They are the one who supposed to be the one who give rightful justice. That's why I say this is a very appropriate psalm for us to read on. Look at the situation we have faced in these few days. Listen to the news of our nation. This is a psalm that is you can see the way clear the crossover, the pivot, the structures of this psalms, how it was written. So you can see verse 1, God stand and judges in the assembly of gods. Then you see that the A, B, C, B, A, the structure that we have learned together before. Then you will see from verse 2 to verse 4, the gods are confronted over their injustice. Then verse 5, you see the center here, the chaos left by gods is described. The earth are shaken. The gods, the verse 6 to verse 7, the gods are confronted with their mortality. They will die also. Then last, verse 8, God is asked to rise in the assembly and judge the earth. This is a psalm that really reflect our situation at this moment. God actually deal with the injustice where all these gods have done. So this is how somehow to remind us today that in our prayer, in the way we look at things, we want to ask the Lord to bring the rightful justice, because God Himself will do it. So let us continue to pray for our nation, that about all these things will be set with God Himself. So in verse 2 and verse 7, like I say, what kind of thing that we can reflect or even send our petitions to the Lord is to see how God kind of confronted, how God confronts the issue. Is to shouldn't do the injustice, and then to help the poor, the orphan, the fatherless, that the weak, and also to really ask them to wake up, because all this injustice, it shouldn't happen among us. And then what they see is that they are mortal as well. One day they will die, and God will bring this justice into in front of the public. Everyone will go through that. So either we are in authority, either we are served really as a judge. May I encourage you, brothers and sisters, that we will need to be very careful in our position as bringing justice around us. We cannot corrupt like the world system, where some of the some of the judges were not done according to what God wants. In another sense is that we will need to really pray about it and ask the Lord to have mercy upon us, that because of all this injustice, like verse 5 say, all the foundation of the earth are shaken. We see not just what happened in our nation, but also in the world today, everywhere else. So we must really pray and send our petitions to the Lord, like verse 8 say, rise up, O God, judge the earth, for all the nations are your inheritance. We need that justice to be done. Is not because of like in a way of revengeful, or we set up like demonstration to ask for justice. No, we can through prayer to ask the Lord to rise up to judge the earth, send down His judgment, and leave this room for God's wrath. Let God do it. So that is somehow you can see is like the man system against God's system. So as for us, as far as for us is concerned, we probably serve as a judge in various situation or various what you call that, set up, that we could be the judge of our home, the judge of our church, the judge of certain things that around us. When we bring justice, remember that who is the one who set out the standard of the judgment. We must always look up to God, how God set all this is to really look at what we should do in serving as a judge, to giving judgment to the things that around us. So let this sums ourselves will be the reminder for all of us today, looking at what's happened to us. Let us really bring this to the Lord as a petition. Amen. All right. Let Psalms 82 become the Psalms that will to strengthen our faith, and also to help us to see God is the judge, because the time will come where this judgment will be done. All right. So let us not get angry or respond with our flesh, or respond humanly, but we look at how God in a godly way of dealing with this. Amen. All right. So may this Psalms 82 will be a blessing to you, to also to help us how we should react in the things that we are facing right now. Let God rise up and judge the earth. Amen. God bless.